Hello, welcome to another Becoming a Modern Man. We are playing Eternal Devotion, an Atsushi Ito brew, and this time we are running it up against Amulet of Vigor combo. So this is our opening hand, obviously no lands, so I don't think we can keep this. I mean, we could on the basis that we have a Street Wraith, but I think that's just a little bit too risky. So we're going to mulligan here. Pretty sure we're on the play as well here, so we want a land to start off. This hand's pretty good as a 6 card hand goes. Obviously we've got the Devoted Druid, and between Traverse and Adventurous Impulse we should be able to find our second land. So this seems good. We've got the Devoted Druid, so we just really need to find the Vizier. Pact Negation on top, so definitely going to bottom that. We're on to Summoner's Pact, which unfortunately can't find us Vizier. Lead off with the Adventurous Impulse. We could have played Traverse instead to get our basic Forest. So we definitely have the mana to play Devoted Druid next turn. But I think I'm happy with running out the Adventurous Impulse here first. And seeing, obviously if we get a land, that's good. If we find the Vizier, which we do here, then that works out as well. So may have slowed our combo, I suppose. I suppose we could have tried to ensure that we get our Devoted Druid instead. But I'm reasonably happy with the way that turned out, and we found our Vizier. An Ancient Stirrings, revealing Amulet, and plays a Slayer's Stronghold, dropping the Amulet. I'm trying to Hall of the Bandit Lord, which is nice. That's going to help speed up our combo. So yeah, we can combo next turn, thanks to that. So playing without the Hall of the Bandit Lord, I'm going to Traverse just to find our Forest here, to make sure we've got enough mana for next turn, because we can then play a hasty Devoted Druid, and then tap that for green mana, and then the Horizon Canopy to cast the Vizier. So yeah, we just need that basic Forest so we can make sure we have access to white mana using the Horizon Canopy, so the additional land is necessary to cast the Devoted Druid with haste, and then we got the white mana available to cast the Vizier. The opponent's going to play Azusa. Ancient Stirrings finds a Boros Garrison, which opponent's going to use, generate some mana, and attacks us to 3 with a Slayer's Stronghold. So certainly a fairly formidable board for our opponent next turn. We draw Devoted Druid, which isn't particularly relevant because we've already got one, but there you go. So as I said, here we're going to cast the Devoted Druid with haste, and use the hasty Devoted Druid to cast this Vizier. And now we've got infinite mana. And with that infinite mana, we're going to be able to cast this Walking Ballista. My opponent kindly said that they would concede if they saw the Walking Ballista or a way to get to it, which is nice. Problem with Magic Online, obviously, being that our opponent can force us to play it out, and it is a bit of a faff, tapping and untapping Devoted Druid repeatedly. But fortunately, our opponent was nice and let us just conceded once he saw the Walking Ballista, so that works out nicely for us, and a nice quick win there with a turn 3 kill. Okay, so here we are with the sideboard. In terms of sideboarding, Amulet combo is very, very light on removal. Definitely no removal in the main deck, or most likely not anyway. And then they've got some in the sideboard, I believe. So I don't think Pact of Negation is actually worth having in here. I think we'd want to just take these out, because the chances of our opponent actually having removal is pretty low. So instead of the Pact of Negations, I think we want to bring in Center's Deliverance, so we can blow up Amulet if needs be, as that will obviously slow them down considerably, and that's kind of the more degenerate part of the deck essentially. So I think we want to probably bring those in, and the Reclamation Sage for that reason. Postmortem Lunge probably isn't going to come up either, as I say, the opponent's not likely to have removal, so we could consider taking that out as well. And these Path to Exile might be useful. Obviously, killing Primeval Titan is handy. Obviously, it already has an impact on the board, but at least it won't be killing us and attacking us to death. So I think we want to bring in the paths as well, or some number of them. Probably not the full 4, but yeah, I think we look at taking out the Pact Negations, a Postmortem Lunge, and then some combination of Path to Exile, Reclamation Sage, and Dissenter's Deliverance to come in for this matchup. Okay, so here we have game 2. This is our opening hand. None of our combo boosts is here, but we do have Commune and Adventurous Impulse and the Street Wraith to try and get to them. I left in Postmortem Lunge for this game. I definitely took it out for the... I will definitely take it out in future, but that I must have left it in on this occasion. But yeah, I just don't think it's going to be very useful. It leads off with a Sakura Tribe Elder, John Mishra's Bauble, so Street Wraith finds Adventurous Impulse. Got a Bauble looking at our own top card. I think generally Bauble would just want to be looking at our own top card because it can sort of inform our choice of using Commune with Nature, Adventurous Impulse, etc. So I think generally I've used it to look at the top of my library rather than our opponent's. Particularly because we're not really an interactive deck anyway, so it's not overly useful to see our opponent's the top of our opponent's deck. So we're going to Commune with Nature here, see what we can find. You find Vizier. Devoted Druid would have been preferable, I guess, but that's one part of our combo, so certainly useful. You can draw a card here. Second copy of Hall of the Bandit Lord, which isn't great. So yeah, irritatingly, we need white mana, and we also need to find the Devoted Druid. And plays a Zuza, and has an Amulet as well, which is very strong for our opponent. Got Dustwatch Recruiter, which is fine. Gonna Adventurous Impulse, which only finds a Vizier. And yeah, things aren't looking great for us at the moment. It's kind of awkward we don't have a white source, so we could play out this Vizier. And obviously we also need to find a Devoted Druid, so things are going to be pretty rough. Opponent has a Summoner's Pact to find Primeval Titan, and I think our opponent's actually able to kill us here. So yeah, I can put the power up of Primeval Titan up to 8 with the Slayer Stronghold and give it haste and vigilance, and then they're able to search up Sunhome, which can give the Primeval Titan double strike, which along with Azusa and Sakura Tribe Scout is enough for lethal on this turn. So yeah, our opponent, was that our opponent's turn 3? Yeah, so our opponent got a turn 3 kill, hit us back with a turn 3 kill, which is one of the sort of faster kills that Amulet can get. Yeah, all's fair in the world of combos, and unfortunately, yeah, we're dead on turn 3 there. So let's go to game 3. Okay, so we're at game 3. This hand is great, to be honest. Short of having a second land, this hand is going to be pretty good. And we certainly got ways of finding a second land in the form of Ancient Stirrings, Adventurous Impulse, and this Bauble can dig us a little bit deeper as well. So I'm going to play Temple Garden, I'm going to play Bauble. Take a look at the top of our library. So we are going to be able to hit a land of Wooded Foothills. We could have just waited and not played Ancient Stirrings and just drawn the card. It's usually good to get these spells into the graveyard though for delirium purposes, for Traverse the Ovenwald. Obviously it's not entirely crucial here, but I think it's still good just to use it. So we know we're going to hit here, which is obviously good. As it turns out, there's 4 lands at the top. We could have taken Hall of the Bandit Lord here. I actually think we're just better off getting a normal land, or well, taking a fetch land here to find a normal land. I mean, I suppose we could Yeah, I mean, it's going to set us back essentially, or at least a little bit. So I'd rather just play turn 2 Devoted Druid into turn 3 Vizier than mess around with the whole of the Bandit Lord. So we're just going to take one of the fetches here. Draw a card off the Bauble, which draws us into another Bauble. Opponent has a Tribe Scout, which is fine. I'm just going to play Devoted Druid here. And play out the Bauble, drawing into a Traverse Evenwald, which is pretty perfect, to be quite honest. So yeah, now we've definitely got a way of finding a kill. Because as it stands, we actually don't have a way of killing our opponent. We have a way of generating infinite mana, but not a way of killing our opponent. But the Traverse is going to, along with the Street Wraith, which is going to turn on Delirium, is going to be able to find us the Walking Ballista that we need to finish off our opponent. So as long as our opponent doesn't have removal, we're happy here. Turns out our opponent doesn't. We actually draw into the Walking Ballista, oddly enough, but we did have a way of finding that as well, had it been necessary. So we're just going to play out the Walking Ballista here, and our opponent concedes. So yeah, we're able to wrap up the game, and again another turn 3 win. That hand was pretty perfect, to be quite honest. Yeah, basically all the games in this match were turn 3 victories for somebody. We won the first and the last game. Our opponent got a turn 3 win on the game too. So yeah, fairly speedy games. I think in general Amulet's pretty good for us. It seems like a good matchup. Just because they're incredibly removal light, which just means that generally we're able to combo off on turn 3. As long as they can't interact with us, then that seems like a good matchup for us. And in general, I don't think turn 3 wins are nearly as common for Amulet as they are for us. So I think we're faster, and they just don't have many ways to interact with us, which makes this seem like a pretty good matchup for us.